guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today's video was filmed probably 2 weeks ago, and I was sitting down editing it today and I realized I forgot to do an intro. So I decided to just jump here on my cell phone real quick and film one for you guys. This video is definitely my go-to foundation routine. I get a lot of compliments on my skin when I wear this foundation routine, and just a lot of people ask me what I use, what kind of foundation I use, and all that good stuff. So I'm really happy with the combination that I've been using, and this is it. So let's jump into the video. Okay, you guys, so I just exfoliated my face, washed it, got it all clean, ready for makeup. I'm about to put my moisturizer on. This moisturizer is the only moisturizer I could find that doesn't sting my face so bad that it makes my eyes water and doesn't break me out. So I do have like dry combination skin, like I haven't moisturized yet and my face feels kind of tight. Not extremely tight, but it's pretty tight. And this is the Ultra Repair cream by First Aid Beauty. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I put a lot more than this at night because I do my full face routine at night, and then I just slather this on and make sure it's really hydrated throughout the night. And I always start at my nose because around my nose is where I get the driest, and on my chin. My forehead is always just there, like it's not too dry. Sometimes it gets oily, but that's rare when it gets oily. So definitely the biggest factor into getting real pretty flawless skin with makeup is skincare. So I give my moisturizer a little bit to really soak in my skin and just hydrate my skin, because I find if I go in with foundation right after I put my moisturizer on or primer or whatever, I feel like the products just mix together and I don't get the hydration that I feel like I should be getting. So I pull my hair back so it's not in my way. So I have recently fallen in love with the NYX Angel Veil Primer. This is a pore filling primer pretty much. It says skin perfecting primer, but it's like those normal silicone primers. I used to use the Smashbox one, like the original Smashbox one, and I found that it broke me out. It was just too oily for me. I've really been loving this one. I just take a little dot size like that, and I don't put this everywhere on my skin because I don't need my pores filled everywhere on my skin. Means less product all over my face. And I just center this on my nose and I kind of press while I rub it in, so it really getting in to those pores. And I just put it pretty much in my T-zone, where normally your pores are your biggest problem. So normally after using that primer I go in with my foundation, but since I've been pregnant, my face has been a little extra dry, so I use the Smashbox primer water to give me that little extra oomph in hydration. And I just spray that evenly on my face and let it dry. I let that primer water completely dry before I go in with foundation. Let it set, get tacky. So for foundation, I love the Infallible line. I tried the glow one and it really just didn't tickle my pickle, but that was a while back, so I might try it again. But I do love the Pro Matte one, and the 24-hour Fresh Wear one has been on my list lately of my favorites. It has SPF 25, which is real good. I don't find I have flashback with this. I'm color 445, which I'm a little lighter than this color, but I have trouble finding my undertone since I am on the lighter end. But I do have a yellow olive undertone, and I find that lighter colors with those undertones just look yellow on me. So I've really been liking it mixed with my Fenty Beauty foundation. I know a lot of people don't like this foundation. It dries them out. I don't use this foundation by itself. I love how smooth my skin looks when I do mix this foundation in with certain other foundations, because I get the same drying effect as well when I use this by itself. But mixed with another foundation, it's beautiful. When people compliment my skin, I always have the Fenty Beauty foundation mixed in with another foundation. So I'm going to put 1 pump, I'm going to do like 1.5 pumps of the L'Oreal 24-hour Fresh Wear, and I'm going to do like a half a pump, a little more than a half a pump of the Fenty Beauty foundation. I'm going to mix that on my hand, and I'm just going to get my hair out the way first, but I'm going to put what's on the end of this brush that I mixed it with on my face. And I use the Morphe M439 brush, just a flat kabuki brush, and I use this with both of those foundations most of the time, because I really like to really spread these foundations out. I'm not a full coverage gal. I like sheer coverage. When I have good skin, I want to show it off, but I also want to even out my skin tone, so I use this brush so I can really buff this foundation into my skin. I go on my ears. I make sure I blend all over my neck. I don't put foundation directly under my eyes. I have very wrinkly under eyes for some reason, so if I put foundation under there and then I go in with concealer, it's a little too much for my under eyes. But I go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in light neutral. I put that on my chin, down my nose, and then I go under my eyes and do just the normal triangle. Again, I don't put too much. I know you're probably like, girl, that's a lot, but I really make sure I blend it out. And then I just blend out my chin and then my nose, and I bring it up to my forehead, and then I go under my eyes. And I use a beauty blender for under my eyes because that's where I really need the hydration. And I find it's just easier to blend. Once I have that blend out, if I don't have the coverage I really want, I just go put some dots and add coverage. I have been using the Maybelline Fit Me powder in light, and oh, this is Fair Light. And I also use the Cover FX Perfecting Setting powder as well. I love both of them equally, but recently I've been on a Maybelline kick, and I just take a Luxie brush that I got in an Ipsy bag a long time ago that broke, and I taped it together. Why I don't buy another one, I have no idea. And I don't put a lot on my brush because I don't want it to look dry or crepey, and I just pat underneath my eye and set. Make sure I get on the sides of my nose, just pretty much everywhere that I put concealer. Make sure I set my forehead. I feel so weird if I don't set the rest of my face, so I'm gonna use this big fluffy brush from Morphe. It's an I must be hungry. It's an E41 brush, and I use my Charlotte Tilbury powder. Everything is so dirty, I'm so sorry. And I use this in shade medium to medium. And I just tap my brush in there, not much, and I just pounce it on my face. Just to make sure everything is set. Oh, and the Maybelline Fit Me powder is so good at just filling in and smoothing over the pores, and so is the Charlotte Tilbury powder. And the Cover FX powder, those two setting powders are good, and this Charlotte Tilbury powder is amazing. No matter how much you cake on, you will not look powdery. I wore this on my wedding day as setting powder. So I'm going to finish my makeup, bronze, blush, highlight, all that good stuff, and I will be back to show you the finished look. Ta-da! I'm back with a full face in less than 1 second. It's thundering outside, and it's thundering more than when we had a tropical storm a couple weekends ago, so that's fun and fresh. So for my bronze and contour, I use the Kat Von D Shade Light palette. And for my blush, I use Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush in Mellow Wine. And for highlighter, I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. That is pretty much the only highlighter I use. I just love the way it looks on my skin because I have so much texture in my highlight area. And I'm sorry for my phone. Yeah, that is my Poreless foundation routine. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you can try it out for yourself. Again, all skin types are different. I have combination dry skin. What works for me might not work for you. I find my makeup looks the best after about an hour and a half that it's been sitting on my face. I find it just melts and sinks into my skin, and it just looks so like flawless, I guess you can say. I mean, I have a lot of texture. I don't know why I exfoliate. I just have weird texture right here, and that just does not go away. And you can still see that through the makeup, but again, I don't like really full coverage. I like your skin but better kind of look, and I don't like to feel foundation on my face. Oh, and I set my makeup every time with the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I like the Milani Make It Last Mist, but I find that if I wear makeup for a long time and use that to set it, I find that I get oilier throughout the day. Not like, it's just kind of my T-zone really, and like on pretty much my whole face, I find just gets more shiny, oily. Like my makeup starts breaking down faster than when I use the Morphe setting spray. That is it, you guys, for this video. Let me know in the comments down below your favorite foundation routine, what foundations you like. I'm always open to, I almost lied to you. I'm hesitant to try new foundations because every little thing breaks me out because of how sensitive my skin is. But when I do find a foundation that I love, I just hold on to it. But I'm trying to break out of that, try more foundations. So let me know what works for you guys. Let me know your favorite primers, all that face goodness stuff. I'll see y'all in my next video.